Lions TV, this is the Den Daily, bringing you all the latest gossip, views and transfer news from in and around the Den. The Den Dailies are usually saved for a transfer window or the summer. This has developed a little bit earlier than we might have thought, with 3 games still to go this season in the Championship. And I did promise myself I would never do another Jamal Lowe or Kiefer Moore video on this channel. The amount of times both of those players have turned us down / not end up coming to our football club. But it follows on from a bit of news that developed last week in the Dutch press, and that was that Fleming, who gave an interview to a Dutch journo in this well-respected paper, saying that he is interested or would definitely consider leaving Millwall Football Club in the summer. I was expecting a little bit more of a fan backlash for Fleming from this, but maybe a lot of people haven't seen it. And if you didn't know, now you know. Let's have a little look at some of the things that went on and was said in the article. And there it is there. It says, Millwall star wants to move to highest level, hopes for nice transfer fee this summer. It came out on the 11th of April, just last week. The player admitted an exit from the Championship side is a real possibility, pointing out that he has big aspirations for his career. Fleming was quoted as saying, "I want to play as high as possible. That won't surprise anyone. Our common goal is to get promoted to the Premier League with Millwall. Unfortunately, we did not succeed last year, and the same goes for this year. Plan B is then to make a move myself. But then the club must also get a nice transfer fee. Whether that will be this summer or later, I don't dare say at this stage." Fleming started his career at Ajax and was even asked about the possibility of returning to the Dutch club in the summer, to which he said, "I do not know. First, I have to finish the season here. Ajax must first get its own things in order before they think about transfers." Millwall spent €2.5 million, that says, to sign Fleming from Fortuna Sittard back in the summer of 2022. And as we know, it was an absolutely brilliant first season from Fleming. He scored 16 goals in that 10 behind Tom Bradshaw, who scored 17 goals. He used to single-handedly win us games at times. I'll point one example out, the hat-trick he scored at Preston. Always there, always on the cue, scoring goals at vital times and big goals, winning games. But it hasn't happened this year for Fleming. Why is that? Well, firstly, we struggled a little bit more this year, of course, than we did last. Secondly, we've had 3 managers this season. They're things that are out of Fleming's hands. Another thing that is out of Fleming's hands, and I will back him here, is we had that winning formula last season with Fleming in a 10 behind Bradshaw, and then we went out in the summer and we signed Kevin Nisbet. Kevin Nisbet started the season. Rowett then slightly tinkered with a formation, and Fleming, instead of playing in a 10 behind Bradshaw, found himself a lot of the time on the left wing, and it didn't really work out for him, did it? He's done all right this season, which we'll delve into in a minute. But as I said, last season, brilliant. First season in English football. I think he was only 22 years old at this point, and he had a lot of clubs watching him. There was even rumours of Lazio. I did a video on that one, that they was in for him at one point. But the big one, the big talking point, was Burnley. Burnley went 1, 2, 3 bids, I think, right up to about £15 million. It was alleged that that's what they was in for him for. But Millwall did not sell him. Of course, then, over the course of the summer, the tragic news of our chairman, John Berylson, unfortunately dying, shifted things massively at our football club, and we're in a little bit of limbo at the minute. As I said, Husky have gone missing. We've had these reports in the week that Richard Cowley reposted. I don't know if you've seen them. I'll put them on the screen quickly. They might be a bit blurry. Apologies for that. I screen grabbed them off Twitter, but basically saying that, you know, we are not in a good position financially and we're losing money. Like a lot of other clubs are in this division as well. But even with the highest attendances we've had since the 50s, we are still not making ends meet. So very worrying. And now it's rumoured that Burnley, I've heard, only a rumour I've heard, that Burnley have reignited their interest back in Fleming. Of course, they'll be coming down, I would have thought, more than likely from the Premier League. They're in the relegation zone at the minute, and I'm pretty sure that they will be joining Sheffield United at least, and potentially Luton in returning back to the Championship next season. So Fleming not been as good this season. I've given some of the reasons that would have been out of his control why he may not have been, but reasons that he may not have been at the top of his game from his own personal self. Well, there you go. It could be that his head had been turned by Burnley. And has he not been at it this season? Has he been playing at half pace? I mean, looking at it right here, right now, that's in the past. Right here, right now, I don't think you get... Honestly, I don't think you get more than £3 million for Fleming. He's still only young and he's got potential. Yes, I will give him that. However, for such a big lump, and this is nothing personal, it's just my opinion. That's what this channel is for. He's very lethargic. He's very deliberate, isn't he? And he's quite slow, and he's definitely not going to cut the mustard, basically, in the Premier League, in my opinion. But obviously, if he joins Burnley, they'll be coming back down to the Championship, and he's proved that he can do the business at this level for us. So in a side that you would expect to be going or pushing to go straight back up to where they've just come from, with their parachute payments as well, helping that, and the fact that they're always there or thereabouts in this division, it could be a possibility that Fleming could go to Burnley, and now they would have to go in, or could go in, at a reduced price. So what would we do? Well, today, Football League World have broke the news that I mentioned at the top of the show, Jamal Lowe. We've been linked with this guy, I can say nearly as many times as Kiefer Moore, or around the same, or possibly slightly less. Both these players we've been rumoured to be interested in over many, many years. The video's right there on the channel. He made his name, didn't he? He made his mark at Portsmouth. And there was rumours that we was going to try and buy him for £2.5-3 million. We didn't get him. I think he went to Wigan. We tried to get him when he was at Swansea, and he went to QPR. He tried to get him when he was at QPR, and he went to fucking Bournemouth. And now he's back at Swansea on loan from Bournemouth. And he will be available in the summer. He's not going to be wanted by his parent club. Swansea may be interested in signing him, yes, but last time I checked him out, he come off the bench actually and scored in the derby against Cardiff. But he hasn't been starting every game for them. He's now 29 years old, so he will be 30 as well by the time that the 24-25 season comes around. So, again, it's on Football League Well. Some of you may think, fuck Football League Well, but look, I've found them quite reliable in the past. They have put things out that have definitely happened. Or they put things out first that have then got traction and gained pace from other more reliable sources. So I'm open to it. That it could be a possibility. Fleming's expressed his desire to play at the top level, whether that be with Millwall. That's his get out there, I think. You know, I did want to do it with Millwall, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen now, and I want to play at the highest level. And I don't blame him for that. I absolutely do not blame him for that. But for me, in my own personal opinion, and it's good that he's got belief in his own abilities, and he's got confidence, but he's nowhere near Premier League standard and never will be. Could be proven wrong on that one. That remains to be seen. But if he does go, would Jamal Lowe be a suitable replacement for us? As I said, he'll be 30 years old by the time the new season comes around. He has turned us down in the past 3, 4, 5 times maybe. Can you blame him for that? I don't think it's a dislike for our football club. I think, personally, it's probably, wage structure. He wants more, he can get a lot more elsewhere. So he's gone to those places that haven't ever really worked out for him. Yes, he is currently, on paper, a Premier League player, but he didn't cut the mustard with the Cherries, and he's back in the Championship on loan at his previous club that sold him to Bournemouth, and that is Swansea. But this was an interesting thing that I saw today from the Football League World. They went all in, to be fair. It's a good article. I'll link it in the description below. But here's a current head-to-head for Fleming and Lowe this season. And there you have it on the screen. Zian Fleming versus Jamal Lowe stats comparison, Championship 23-24. Fleming on the left, Jamal Lowe on the right. You know how grass work by now. We all win a score. Right, appearances. Zian Fleming, 43 this season. Jamal Lowe, only 32. Goals, Fleming, 7. He's on sort of on course for half of what he got last season, isn't he? And I'd say he's been about half as good as he was last season. Jamal Lowe, despite playing 11 games less, has scored 1 more goal than Fleming, although Fleming has 5 assists to Jamal Lowe's 3, and then you can see what they're predicting, 6.9 goals. Don't know how to manage that one. To Jamal Lowe's 8.5 goals, and a shot percentage as well on target. There you go. You see Jamal Lowe is quite clear in that aspect as well. Yeah, look, Fleming, as I said, he's a bit cumbersome. He's a bit deliberate. He's quite slow. He's not as strong on the ball as he used to be. His free kicks are terrible. His long throws aren't long. So, Jamal Lowe, you let me know in the comments. What do you think? I've just hammered Fleming there. I didn't want to do that, and that wasn't my intention. I'm just giving you the negatives as to why, if we could get this money, it would definitely be worth it. I don't think it would be anywhere near the original sort of 12-15 million that Burnley originally pushed us to. And Fleming will have to take into consideration he's very, very likely to be playing his football back in the Championship and against us next season. Although, as we said, it will be for a team that predominantly does very well and could potentially go straight back at the first time of asking, especially with the parachute payments. Low for me, I don't know, 30 years old. What we'd have to pay for him, I'm not sure. I did try and look at that. I think he signed for the Cherries in 2021 on a 3-year contract. So if we get him for nothing, brilliant, because he definitely will want a substantial amount of wages. He is London-based, I believe. I think he started out at Barnet or something like that. So definitely, you know, at the back end of his career, now 30 years old, he'll probably be looking to get back sort of up this way, I would imagine. And if we can get him for nothing, we might be able to extend to his wage demands. But I don't know for now. I'm just throwing ideas out there. You let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll bring you more on this subject for both players if it does happen. It would definitely balance the books, wouldn't it? That I pointed out to you earlier, if Fleming was to go. But for those of you thinking, oh, 12 million or 10 million, brilliant. That's 10 million we can invest in the squad. That won't happen. We won't get the whole 10 million to reinvest. We might get, 2-3 million, which might cover Lowe's wages for 2-3 seasons. But we're not going to get all of that to put back into squad strengthening, because we just haven't got the money. It's clear to see there from what we spoke about earlier, and John Berylson just proves once again that he was so invested emotionally and personally in the club to keep pumping in what he was pumping in. But look, that is another video for another day, and I'm trying to track someone down that can sort of talk us through these numbers and what it means in terms of where we are as a club, because with things like that, I'm absolutely useless. I won't lie. So if we can get someone on, anyone knows anyone who's a fan of the show, fan of Millwall Football Club, and they want to come on and talk us through that report, we will do a video on that as well. But for now, this is the Jamal Lowe potentially being the Zian Fleming replacement video for the Den Daily on Lions TV. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.